Hi everyone, welcome to Business Analysis session number 6. So today we would be discussing a very interesting phenomena around finance and investing in particular. A lot of things in the world of investing, have been taken for granted. We speak about frameworks of Warren Buffett, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, the money so casually that we believe that it's so easy to read a book and apply it in a market, right? So we can go to a library, read 5 books, jot this is a particular mindset that we have seen, especially in a lot of people who are freshers or just starting up in the world of investing in capital markets. So this blog that we wrote on our forum, this is the 5th blog, and this is our 6th session. We wanted to specifically, talk about one of the so simplest things that people come and talk about, yet how difficult it actually becomes in the practical world to even extract such simple data. That is around historical growth rates, right? So even like we talked in our session number 1 and session number 2, that a basic characteristic of a good business is to have decent industry growth rate and company's revenue growth rate, right? And this is a perpetual thing that you hear by almost everyone, that the industry in which you are investing in should have a historical track record of growth, right? Let's imagine through 2010 till 2021, that industry should have grown at 1.25 or 1.5 times of GDP, right? It should grow at 10-12%, at least, to be termed as a growing industry. You should invest your money in a fast growing industry. Such common thing. We read it, we like it on Twitter, we give a thumbs up on YouTube, and we are like, yes, we can make good money by buying high growth industries. So my point is, in order to understand whether this industry is growing high, right, you will have to first collect, as a second step, a historical industry data, correct? You will have to collect the data from, let's say, 2010 में इंडस्ट्री का साइज कितना था, 2012 में कितना था, 2015 में कितना था, 2021 में कितना है, right? You need numbers here, right? Let's say in 2010 the industry was worth 10,000 crore. Today, after almost a decade, the industry is worth, let's say, 20,000 crore. So almost the industry doubled in 10 years. That will give you, as per a rule of thumb, 7% CAGR, compound annual growth rate. So everyone wants this growth rate, right? But for that, you need absolute numbers. A lot of people who try even such a simple activity, we cannot even term this thing as a research. This is not even baby step in research. It's that basic. So we wanted you to go through this journey of a practical application. So we have taken few case study here, and you need to imagine कि अगर आप ये companies को analyze कर रहे होते, that you will be talking about, and just as a first step, you wanted to understand industry किस rate पे grow किया है, you would have gotten stuck there and there itself. Learning practical application of business analysis, valuation, financial analysis is actually that difficult, right? You should be aware of hindrances that comes across the path. So let's, it's not that simple, right? Open an annual report, go to management discussion and analysis section, and company ने आपको industry size plate पे serve करके दिया होगा. You are lucky if you can get, such data points so directly. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So let's talk about first case study. So imagine you are a candidate, right? You have joined a company, or you are doing a project on a particular company. Let's say that that industry is agrochemical industry. And you are reading annual reports of few of the agrochemical players like PI Industries and Dhanuka Agritech. As it is, there are very limited players in agrochemical industries in India, approximately 7 to 10, right? On the upper side. Even in such limited number of players, the top 2 players, which are PI Industries and Dhanuka Agritech, they have drastically different estimate of industry size in their annual report. While PI industry says the industry size is approximately 40 to 45,000 crore, according to the peer Dhanuka Agritech, the industry size goes up to 60,000 crore. And even this 60,000 crore number was not, straightforward. We reverse calculated it through market share. Let's say, the method is that simple. Imagine a company stating that I have a revenue of 1,000 crore and my market share is 50%. So you reverse calculate it. That means industry would be worth 2,000 crore. That's the only math that makes sense, right? To have a 50% market share. So will you take 45,000 crore as the industry size, or will you take 60,000 crore as the industry size? The difference is a mind-boggling 15,000 crore. And the point is, both are very big companies. This is not a difference between a large cap and a small cap. Both have access to consultants, industry reports, primary database, but still such a huge difference. So let's imagine you are analyzing historical growth rate. You will need industry size at 0.0 and you will need industry size today, right? To calculate the growth rate. What industry size will you take today? 45,000 or 60,000? Right? First step, first angle, first case study. Second, this is a mind-boggling case study actually. So, and all these case studies, we teach in our academy to all students. They practice this also in their respective companies. So one of the projects that we gave in our academy to one of the students, one group of students in FinBridge and FinPlus program, was on Sera Sanitaryware. So what we do in our academy is we teach a module and students practice it on live companies with live projects. And our team of evaluators who are practicing in the industry, they come and check their reports, give them feedback so that they can grow as an analyst. That's the process that we follow. So that group of people who were analyzing Sera Sanitaryware, they read the annual reports, they read the con calls, investor presentations, and they could figure out that the new growth path for Sera would be its entry into modular kitchen segment. All right, so they wanted to understand कि ये modular kitchen industry कितने हजार करोड़ का है. Because remember our sessions from the opportunity side, session number 5 and session number 6, higher industry size leads to a higher probability of generating higher estimated revenue. Okay, so for that perspective, they needed the industry size, and they were completely confused after a day. So when they started reading more about the modular kitchen segment, they came across a research paper by a company called Research and Markets. Just look at the timeline, and this article was published around 2018. So if I create a timeline here, right, let's name it at 2015. We'll name it as 2013 here. And we have 2018 here. And they were researching in 2021. Okay. So first of all, there was no data available for 2020 or 2021. The last data was available of around 2018. So according to this source, the size of industry, modular kitchen industry in 2018 was 1,400 crore. Okay, that's not an issue. All right. But you don't only depend on one source, right? You try to verify it from 2 or 3 sources. So one of the most important source for anything related to retail is a website called as indianretailer.com. So when they went there, they came up with a different statistic altogether. According to indianretailer.com, the size of modular kitchen was 2,500 crore in 2015 itself. Whereas according to Research and Market, in 2018, it should have been 1,400 crore. But that's not even funny. Okay, the funnier thing is Asian Paints, one of the leading paint companies, has a subsidiary called as Sleek, right? And this company is mainly into modular kitchen. So when Asian Paint acquired Sleek approximately in 2013 and 14 time period, there was an article in Business Standard, one of the leading newspaper of India. In 2014, 14's article, it was mentioned that The current modular industry market is of 2,000 to 3,000 crore. And this was only organized. And they termed as organized market was only 10% of overall market. That means 90% market is unorganized. Unorganized means private, unbranded people selling local products. So our industry size is organized plus unorganized. So if 10% is 2,000 crore, 100% simple cross multiplication means 20,000 crore. According to Business Standards article, in 2013 itself, the size of overall industry was 20,000 crore. Can you look at the absurdity of data? In 2013, 20,000 crore. In 2015, 2,500 crore. In 2018, 1,400 crore. So according to various estimates, if we narrow down to a range, okay, that means the modular kitchen industry size can be anywhere between 1,400 crore to 20,000 crore. Hilarious, right? Here, are you getting my point? Even extracting basic data and starting step number 1 can be sometimes so painful, right? Or let's imagine you guys by, God forbid, but, first company that you ever started researching, let's imagine it turns out to be an export-oriented pharma company. You are analyzing, let's say, Element Pharma, a US focused export pharma company, right? So how you will calculate industry size of such companies? Because they don't operate in every therapy. They don't sell every drug being manufactured for the US market. So, what you need to do is, as step number 1, you need to go and focus on the most important drugs that Alembic Pharma manufactures, right? Top 10, top 15 drugs that they manufacture. And you need to go and read some articles, published by Pharma Compass, or you can actually go, I mentioned here, IMS Health market data, and try to figure out कि ये 10-15 molecules का basically current market size क्या है, right? एक drug का total market size शायद 1,000 crore होगा, दूसरे का 2,000 crore होगा. You add them up, right? You will get the current broad industry size for Alembic Pharma's medicines, molecules that are being sold in US. Now, step number 2, there's a process called as ANDA filing, right? Abbreviated new drug application, that is called as ANDA, that you need to file to the, FDA, US regulator. If you want to sell any medicine in the US market, they come for an audit, they approve the quality of your plant. And on the expiry of the main patented molecule in America, you get right to manufacture and sell your good. And that is why those are called as generic medicines. Okay. So I won't go into depths here. We'll keep it for another session. But there is something called as Orange Book, right? When we teach you about pharma sector, we'll open the Orange Book, Purple Books, and we'll, teach you how to navigate through the entire website. But there's something called as Orange Book, where you get details of what kind of NDAs are being filed by a particular company. So step number 2, you need to open the Orange Book and figure out the current ANDAs that your companies have filed. All right. And you will get the name of the molecule and the medicine for which your company has filed ANDA. मतलब वो ये दवाई बना के अमेरिका में बेचना चाहता है, right? Step number 3, you need to figure out कि जो एक्चुअल पेटेंट है वो एक्सपायर कब होने वाले हैं, क्योंकि जब तक वो एक्सपायर नहीं होते एलेम्बिक फार्मा ये दवाई बना के बेच नहीं पाएगा. आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग अ हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल ऑफ जस्ट वन ANDA. हाँ, you figure out कि जो एक्चुअल पेटेंट है जिस दवाई पे ANDA फाइल किया एलेम्बिक फार्मा ने, वो आज से 2 साल बाद एक्सपायर होगा. ओके, अज्यूमिंग आज से 2 साल बाद आपकी कंपनी को वो ANDA का अप्रूवल मिल जाएगा. ओके, द इंस्पेक्शन प्रोसेस बाय FDA विल बी डन. There would be no, audit letter or EIR issued by FDA authority. It's a clear approval. If that happens, you need to still figure out one thing. After 2 years, when patent expiry will happen, what will be the market size of this molecule? Now, first thing that you need to do is you need to figure out the current market size of this patent, right? So whenever a company files for an ANDA, या उसको जब अप्रूवल मिलेगा, राइट, पेटेंट एक्सपायरी के 6-8 महीने पहले, तब या तो बीएससी पे कुछ कॉर्पोरेट अनाउंसमेंट आएगा, या कोई कंपनी का मैनेजमेंट मीडिया इंटरव्यू देगा, और you need to go and read few articles published on the US side about this particular medicine or molecule. यहाँ सबसे ना आपको करंट साइज मिलेगा. लेट्स इमेजिन करंट $100 million की टोटल ये दवाई अमेरिका में बिकती है. Don't get excited. This is not the market size of new ANDA. After patent expiry happens, historically it has seen that अब ये ANDA खाली आपकी कंपनी फाइल नहीं कर रही होती है, ये पर्टिकुलर मॉलिक्यूल की जेनरिक दवाई बना के बेचने के लिए. There are a lot of other competitors from India itself. Even they want to make a generic of this expired molecule and sell in the American market. So historically, it has been seen that if the number of competitors filing a ANDA, right, in a particular molecule is around 2 to 4 players, मतलब 4 players ने almost same ANDA file किया है कि हमें ये दवाई बना के बेचना है. The price erosion, मतलब अगर वो drug patented था तब $100 का बिक रहा था, तो सीधा $20 पे आ जाएगा. That means आपका जो $100 million का मार्केट साइज था वो डायरेक्टली $20 million पे आ जाएगा. And if there are 5 to 10 competitors, मतलब 5 to 10 ANDAs have been filed for one particular molecule, price erosion is drastic, guys, 95 to 97%. Directly the market size will drop to $3 million. And if there are more than 10 plus player, price erosion is 98 to 99%. That means $100 million ka market size comes to $1 million. And this is process of one ANDA. If your company has filed 5 ANDAs, you need to understand this for 5 molecules. You need to add them up, right? And then you need to add the current market size. That's how you get the overall industry size that your company is targeting. A very extensive process, right? Now, a lot of people have habit of जैसे ही इतना detail work आ जाता है, people have a habit of calling it analysis paralysis. ये तो बहुत detail काम है, खाली broad structure में focus करो, company का R&D देखो, खाली इतना समझो कि are people, is company focusing on R&D, coming up with new ANDA, are ANDAs getting approved? For them, I would like them to, redirect to 2 threads, from which I have learned a lot about pharma. So this is a thread on Value Picker Forum. For people who don't know about Value Picker Forum, it is one of a great source where good analysts and fund managers of India discuss about stock ideas. It's free of cost. Go and visit this particular thread of Natco Pharma and this thread of Loris Labs, right? Look at how in-depth people have gone into understanding market size of all the critical molecules or medicines that these particular companies are selling. Such kind of extensive work is being done by people who have even spent decades in capital market. Forget about freshers. So this is, yes, not analysis paralysis. Some kind of industries actually require such a special effort to actually detect the industry size. So boss, it's not like playing a football in market, right? कि industry size निकाल लो और आपका industry growth rate निकल जाएगा. And why I'm specifically talking about this point is, boss, this is step 1 of your analysis. So if you are genuinely serious about becoming an investment banker, an equity research analyst, a fund manager someday, venture capitalist, boss, you need to work hard. This industry is, pays a lot. Everyone hears about iBanking, VC, equity में कितना पैसा है, कितना अच्छा career है. But boss, that requires also then such kind of hard work. You don't get paid easily for doing very shoddy work, because competition is very high. And forget about competition. These profiles are sticky. Once you enter such kind of buy side or sell side role, which required such quality research effort, why the hell will you leave it? You get good salary growth, you get good titles, you get optionality to keep on working as an employee of a great firm, or you develop such skills based on which you can turn out to be an entrepreneur, right? No one leaves such, good profiles when they get it. So the churn is very low. That is why entry is very limited. And that's why pay is so high. So understand, if you don't do quality in-depth work, it's very difficult to crack such profiles in reputed companies. All right, let's talk about another case study. So here I directly quote, a brilliant case study by Amit Mantri, who is fund manager of 2.2 Capital. We were fortunate enough to host him for a guest talk too for our students. And for people who don't know Amit Mantri, he is the brains behind, detection of frauds behind companies like Vakrangi, Manpasand, Kitex Garment. Through his brilliant, a framework of connecting business with financial numbers, he figured out that a lot of things don't make sense, right? For people who don't know, there is one more guy called Nitin Mangal. Again, a fantastic guy on forensic accounting of connecting, business with numbers. He currently, I think, writes for Smart Karma. It is, I think, a Singapore-based research firm. Follow him too if you can. So when Amit Mantri wrote this blog on 1% beverages, what wasn't making sense? Company's top line and industry size. Okay, so 1% beverage was quoting in 2017 industry size of Indian packaged juice industry to be approximately 8,000 crore. Whereas the market leader, and they were claiming that this industry has grown at 30% per annum. Whereas the Indian packaged juice market leaders like Parle, they were quoting that industry has grown at 1%, and mango fruit drink market has grown at just 12%. Can you look at the drastic difference between industry growth rates of two players here? Fascinating, right? And both belong to the same industry. Now, similarly, one of the products that was launched by 1% beverage was Fruits Up. So Fruits Up was fruit-based fizz drink, right? Like Ape Fizz aata hai, right? It is fruit-based, but with, kind of fizz like soda. So 1% claimed that within 2 years of their product launch, they launched this product around 2014-15. And within 2 years, they were able to generate approximately, I think the number here is 40 crore. 40 crore per quarter from just Fruits Up brand, fruit-based, drink. That if I take 40 crore ka quarterly run rate, that will turn out to be 420 crore. Sorry, 160 crore. 14 to 4, 160 crore per annum. Only from one brand called Fruits Up. One product category called Fruits Up. That is fruit-based fizz drink. Now, well, Amit Mantri tried to connect with, because Parle is pioneer in this category by, through their product called Apifizz, right? And they have done branding and marketing of this product Apifizz crazily through Priyanka Chopra, Salman Khan, huge TV ad campaigns. And still, if 1%'s claim is true, this revenue figure from a recently launched brand is higher than the market leader brand Apifizz. It did not make any sense. And the main icing on the cake was why this number of, revenue number of Fruits Up cannot be true was 1% claimed that they have not even done marketing for Fruits Up. Consumer में demand इतना है कि उनका माल बिक रहा है. And जहाँ पे Apifizz जो कि market leader है, it was due to actually Apifizz that this product category was created, called food, fruit-based fizz drink. How can you have more scale than the market leader itself? And next level icing on the cake was Fruits Up was being only sold till 2015, right? majorly into two states, that's just Gujarat and Maharashtra, whereas Apifis was available mostly across the nation. That top line numbers with the industry estimates were not matching. If someone wants to read the full blog on 1%, you can go visit 2.2 Capital. You will get the title called The Curious Case of 1% Beverages. It will help you understand the same. So guys, are you able to understand? Even the first step becomes so tricky a lot of times. Now, if I put forward the second last case study here, a lot of a lot of industries have huge unorganized market, like small private local players operating. Let's imagine tobacco industry right now. So even if you read, VST Industries or ITC's annual report, a majority of the market today is of illicit cigarettes, illegal cigarettes, right? मतलब नकली ITC, नकली गोल्ड फ्लिक. टोबैको तो सेम होता है, बट वो एक्चुअली ITC का रॉन्ग डब्बे के अंदर बिक रहा है, राइट? एंड एक्चुअली कंपनीज डोंट हैव अ राइट बैरोमीटर टू मेजर एग्जैक्टली कितना नकली सिगरेट बिक रहा है मार्केट के अंदर. इट्स ब्रॉडली अ गेस्टिमेट by through some sampling, by talking to some main stores which are selling their product, and the process is something like that. For imagine, let's see, ITC has one of the major distributors, right? And he sells to 100 retailers, okay, for example. Now ITC inquired through this 100 retailers ke ITC ke, let's imagine, classic ke aapke kitne dabbe bike, and 100 retailers answered that approximately 5,000 boxes we sold in a year of ITC classic. Then ITC must have gone to their SAP systems and talked to distributors कि आपने कितने डब्बे actually में supply करे थे इनको, right? Which is their official distributor. The guy told only 2,500, and ITC would be like कि हमने तो और कोई डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हायर ही नहीं किया इन 100 रिटेलर्स को केटर करने के लिए. मतलब कोई और लोकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर इन ITC के डब्बे बेच रहा है, वो कहां से खरीद रहा है? जनरली दे टर्म इट एज इलीगल सिगरेट्स के लोकल टोबैको खरीद के ITC के रैपर के अंदर बना दी गई है. सो दे विल टर्म एज 50% मार्केट, बिकॉज इफ 5,000 में से 2,500 became actual product, that is legal cigarettes, and 50% अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड मार्केट और इलीगल सिगरेट्स. ऐसे कुछ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स से सैम्पलिंग करके दे डिराइव द डेटा एंड दे जस्ट अज्यूम इट टू बी ट्रू फॉर नेशन वाइड. We all know, right, this process isn't perfect. It is far from perfect, but do we have any alternative here apart from relying on this data? No, we don't. So in some industries where unorganized market is 80-85%, यार आप इंडिया के 28 स्टेट्स में जाके, हर सिटी, हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, हर टाउन में जाके आप एक्चुअल आंसर तो नहीं पूछ रहे ना लोगों से कि आपका बिजनेस कितने का है, क्योंकि आपका ऑफिशियल टैक्स फाइलिंग में नहीं होता. You don't add them all up to derive the industry size, right? You just work around, some round figures, some rule of thumb. So even that's a main problem with some of the industries, right? So you can get drastically different estimates. So when we were studying gold loan finance industry, even in gold loan, such structures are there that, 70% market is unorganized, 30% market is organized. And boss, we have read drastically different numbers of overall industry, and thousands of crores ka difference in overall gold loan industry. So in such industries, it's better to avoid, overall industry size and just focus on organized industry, because unorganized ka kisi ke paas proper estimate hi nahi hai. So for organized, what you can do is you can add top line of all the listed companies, plus you can add top line of big private companies, because those companies का revenue figures आपको media articles में, उनकी website पे, annual reports में मिल जाएंगे. That's the broad thing you can do. For some industries, it's actually impractical, or it's just impossible to get industrial size. For example, a lot of hype recently has been around renewable energy. A lot of governments actually don't disclose their exact expenses around a renewable energy. How you can calculate? the market size of renewable energy. So, we don't even want to start that topic because that is beyond, according to us, human math to figure that out right now. All right. So I hope you understand a very crucial point, right? Okay, even sometimes to get, some very basic data is very difficult, right? Forget about the entire process. That's why, people communicate, big professionals who have gained a lot of experience in capital markets, they communicate that this is a field of art, this is a field of practice. You need to learn and you need to apply. If you don't do this, if you just keep on reading stuff, you will become knowledgeable guy, but you won't be able to become practitioner. So that's the main point, but sometimes your stars align. Imagine you are researching HDFC asset management, or you are, researching SBI life insurance. The regulatory body of AMC industry, that is AMFI, or insurance industry, that is IRDA, they are so active that they publish monthly, yearly, quarterly industry sizes too, with individual companies' market shares too. But every time luck doesn't favor you. So with this, I would like to end this session. I hope you would have got a gist of, why even simple things can become very tedious in the world of investing, finance, and capital markets. As usual, the post on things that we are discussing on YouTube. Please go and visit our forum on our website. This is the tab, right? financialsharkclasses.com. Go to the tab forum. Okay. We post a lot of great content around current awareness, business analysis, financial analysis, valuations. We also share a lot of great blogs that we like, written by other, good investment professionals under top blogs in finance thread. We also write, summaries of good webinars or research papers and investor memos that we like, under, this two tabs here. You can see them here, right? Investing webinars and research paper tab. Okay, you can read them too. And if you are in mood for some short, quirky, but fun content, uh, and good content, around investing and finance and personal finance, please visit our Instagram handle. We go by the name finacle_Shah. You can follow our Instagram handle for fun yet quality content. And I will see you back in session number 7. Thank you so much.